The jury is out. The final verdict is upon us. Tonight, Creepy Daddy Michaels and Bubba's Bullies are facing off for the final. This is exciting stuff.
CDM and Bubba's are basically tied in every category except Slack.
So X-Elite Gamer is now kind of fishing around. These survivors are having trouble actually getting gens done. Now, Freaky JT kind of running away a different direction, and she is able to juke just out of the way. Really well done there by Freaky JT. And all the gens popping now, getting an adrenaline here, and it looks like they're going to have Freaky JT coming off of the hook. We have one exit gate getting open. That's a really critical moment because now they can have a 4-man escape. Going for the 4-man, they are not afraid. But is that going to be their undoing? Was this a mistake on their part? A rejuvenated trip now, third hook. So if there was a time for them to leave, it would be now. Only one gate open so far. However, King Pleb Warrior now back in a chase with the nurse. The nurse catching up very swiftly, but he is going to make it to the exit gate. And that's probably going to spell the end for X-Elite Gamer. On their first game of the day, it's going to be really tough for them to come back from this.
And I know that there's only an 8-point difference here, but for either of these teams to have any type of lead is saying something.
It's massive. It is saying something. All right, everybody. Bubba's Bullies versus CDM. We are back here with trial number 2. Just about to jump into the game right now. And yeah, it's Coal Tower again. That's right, folks. Coal Tower again. And we're seeing a spirit. King Pleb Warrior now off to the gens. Apply some of that pressure. Keep things going. Keep things moving. Definitely want to see a lot of that. Once again, letting the Claudette get away. This is a problem right now for King Pleb Warrior, not able to commit to getting one survivor down. Currently trying to focus down on all for Domo, but at this point it may not be enough. A beautiful play by the survivors here. Now the adrenaline coming in. Holy crap, Asteroid 261 and X-Elite Gamer both getting 2 adrenaline simultaneously. That was so well coordinated. Alfred Domo still in chase, the only one remaining who can go down. This is the only chance he has to actually get a kill out of this game, or these survivors are going to take it away. Now body blocking for Alfred Domo. Lots of body blocking, just not allowing it. Spirit being really patient, able to get the down just barely, right at the exit gate. Everybody escaping except for Alfred Domo, gonna be the one who goes out. A similar, very similar ending to the last game we just saw. Holy crap, 34-29 in favor of Bubba's Bullies. They have now come ahead from that 8-point lead, pulling 5 points further ahead, and now a 13-point difference in this game itself. We are here with Bubba's Bullies and CDM. We're going again, and my God, it's so close right now. Bubba's Bullies versus CDM. Bubba's now surviving against a Bubba. Dropping that pallet really early. Smart plays here by the team, playing it extra safe, extra cautious, not taking any risks against CDM. Getting a hit on X-Elite Gamer. Once again, though, getting only an M1. Not able to achieve a chainsaw. I haven't seen the chainsaw come out yet. King Pleb Warrior now closing in on these 2 survivors that just unhooked. Trying to go again for the Claudette. He definitely needs to secure a kill here very soon. And that is an insta-down. Seems like there might have been a Devour Hope in play here. Getting 2 players down, now going for a slug game. I don't know if we want to comment on what we just saw there, but that was a missed decisive strike. CDM showing big here against Bubba's Bullies as a Bubba. And now we see a 3-man recovery. Adrenaline. 3-man adrenaline. And we see them opening one gate over here on this side of the map and opening the other gate on this side of the map. Getting it down to the wire here, 40-43 as we speak currently. Getting an instant down on Asteroid 621, who got a little bit greedy over there. Second hook for Asteroid 621. And I think they're going to just leave him behind. My goodness. So that is the score after 3, 48-51. It is neck and neck here, folks, going into the 4th trial of the finals. I'm through the roof right now. So the first thing we notice right away, we should talk about, first thing, is Bubba's Bullies is killing against CDM's survivors. And we see X-Elite Gamer with a Spirit, second Spirit of the day, Spirit being an extremely oppressive, extremely strong killer in the right hands. The question is Elite Gamer the right hands for the Spirit? Already getting a first hook before the first gen even pops. Losing a little bit of pressure here as the Cybers are able to finally get one generator knocked out of the way. Finding now Freaky JT out in the open. Going down right by a tree, not quite able to get to safety. And now we see King Pleb Warrior working on their generator, possibly looking to go for the unhook. Really needs to snowball here. 3 gens left. Needs to start considering how she's going to procure a snowball. But Jeff taking a hit here at the TNL wall jungle gyms. Reminder, this is Suffocation Pit, and we see a lot of these walls and jungle gyms right in the center. Oh my god, going down right by the ballot. I was just going to talk about the safety of these jungle gyms, and then the Spirit just completely undoes all of that with her phasing, coming straight through, knocking him right down, right by a pallet. And once again, we see them just go outside of the safety, going out to the tree again, getting it down. I don't know if it's some kind of mind game where they're trying to get away from the Spirit, but it's just not working. I would just be staying in the safety of the jungle gyms, but they just keep leaving the safety and going out to the middle of nowhere and getting downed. Really just playing against them. This is so close and intense, trying to mount a little bit more pressure on that generator. These survivors just showing really strong how they are, and the last generator gets done! Guys, this could be game over with no deaths this game from Elite Gamer. Is he going to be able to pull it out? Able to get the down on the ASMR Big Lizzy. ASMR Big Lizzy being the only one on Death Hook. A perfect opportunity for Elite Gamer to pull something back. However, the survivors, if they're smart, are going to be working to get out right now. And that's exactly what we see them doing. There is no reason for them to stick around any longer. It's time for them to go and get out as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, it does take 16 seconds to open an exit gate, which means there's just enough time for her to mount a little bit more pressure and maybe even out the score here. Now chasing Rejuvenated Trip behind the Suffocation Pit, but then leaves it. Going instead for one of the exit gates. One of the exit gates already been opened, the other one now being opened as well. King Pleb Warrior seeing his way out. I think this is going to be it for Elite Gamer this season. Only going to be able to secure the 1 kill. It looks like that's going to be it. No matter what she does here, it gets the speed boost. He's going to get out. Yep, that's it. He's able to get out very easily. Quick and swift. Goodbye. All 3 survivors escaping. CDM looks like they're coming out pretty strong ahead in these tallies. Guys, I think this could be it. I think this is it. I think CDM's going to be the one who takes it home tonight. These scores are being tallied right now, and that's just about the end of the story this season with CDM getting 70 points and Elite Gamer 64. Sam, is that the final score?
Yep, that is the final score.
That is the final score, ladies and gentlemen. 70 to 64. Only a 6-point lead with CDM taking it. It was just so close all around this season and this match altogether. It's just... took before the first gen even pops. Trying to bait out a hit there, but not able to get it. Ricky JT able to get away. That was a missed decisive strike. And that is an insta-down. Here we go.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the first match of Season 1 of Vigo's Court. I am your host, Little Rugard. We have Poggy with us today. He will be commentating. And
Garrett.
yeah, we have... What? What?
Rugard.
What do you say? Excuse you?
I'm still learning how to say your name correctly, and I heard I keep saying Rugard, and you said that's cool, but I hear you always say Rugard, and I'm still learning it. So.
I actually use them interchangeably. Good for calling me out. That's fair. Rugard. I literally both of them are actually correct pronunciations depending on the timeline of the book series, but that's a different note. Anyway,
what book series is this?
Today we have.
I want to know what book series this is. Hang on a second. This a book series?
Yes, my name comes from a book series. It's The Age of Fire by E.E. Knight. I could write a thesis about how that book has like altered my life, but that's
all right.
We'll get into a biography later, I'm sure. Anyway, today we have We Can't Loop versus Hellraisers, both teams that we've seen before in the preseason a couple times, and we will be facing off today on Grim Pantry because We Can't Loop is the home team. There we go. It has 168 tiles, 10,752 meters squared, minimum of 9 hooks, 14 hooks max, and it cut before I could even finish it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Don't worry. We can't loop us here, but we can, so we're good.
Yeah. There is one gen that will always be in one area, and I believe that's on the house, right? The 2-story house? They will always have a gen in the back there, or in the front?
I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure there is always one up there, yeah.
Yep. There we go. Is there anything else for me to read, or is that it? Okay, we in the game now? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Unless you have other comments about Grim Pantry. Maybe we should talk about
not the
not
yet, anyway.
The map draft that we just did. Maybe people are curious, for those that weren't here. Maybe you want to talk a bit about that.
Map draft, or the fact that they picked the same map that they were using in the preseason on us. Oh, man. I'm not a fan of Grim Pantry personally. There's a tree log tree tile that survivors can run through and killers can't, and I do not like it. But that's a rant for another time. We played them on that map, and they won by I think 11, 12 points. It was a pretty close match overall, but they ended up beating us on Grim Pantry, so they know it pretty well. There's it's a good mixture of levels, so you can actually get balanced landing off pretty consistently. You've got that you've got at least one hill that will spawn there. You've got that second story area that's that massive structure for looping, and then you've got that miniature style shack with the netting around it that also has a second story, so you can get balanced landing off. You can use sprint burst, you can use dead hard, so you can get the full range of exhausted add-ons there for survivor. It works pretty well. That said, there is a pretty strong 3-gen that also spawns there consistently. So I would argue it's a fairly balanced map, medium size. What do you think, Boggy? You think it's balanced?
I'm not personally a fan of it, just like you just said, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's like a ridiculously one-sided map either. So I don't know that I would call it necessarily balanced. I don't know. I think we're gonna have to see it because I honestly just don't know.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, my experience with it is I would argue it's fairly balanced, but you're good. Anyway, but we had the map draft, and I forget, We Can't Loop, that was they were 7th pick, I believe, when they got it. Let me check that. I think that was I want to say they were 7th pick and they picked Grim Pantry. Wasn't entirely surprised, but yeah. Right. No, they were 9th pick. They were 9th pick Grim Pantry. So, and Grim Pantry isn't one of the hot contested ones either. Because Coal Tower went immediately. We overslept, claimed that one pretty quickly.
Shocker.
But Shutter what?
Shocker.
What? Oh, Shocker, yeah, for sure. And then CDM with the mic drop. If you guys didn't check out the map draft, I would. It was a fun stream. I won't tell what CDM picked, but let's just say CDM picked a very spicy map. Though after it all said and done, I still think we picked probably the weirdest map out of all. Our team ended up picking Hawkins for our home map. That wasn't entirely surprising for me, but I can't say I'm the biggest fan yet. I'm still getting used to that map. I don't play a lot of Hawkins personally. We got everybody in here now. Who's killing for We Can't Loop? Is it Chef Mitchell? Nice. So
That
we got
is
Chef Mitchell, back on
Mitchell
killer.
TTV killing, and we have the Survivor Squad, Miss Plop 277. Well, Overhand Statue, Lone Wolf Legend, or I'm sorry, Lawn 3 Wolf Legend, and Neb 1111. So that one I've gotten used to saying.
Yeah, Never Level 11. We saw them last time. I don't remember. I don't think is Miss Plop. I think Miss Plop is the first time on here. I don't remember them from last time. We had Lone Wolf because they were their killer last time. I remember. If I remember correctly, Lone Wolf was Hellraiser's killer.
Yes. Exactly. Yes.
All right. Sweet.
And I'm pretty sure, like you said, Miss Plop is new here. I don't know for sure. I mean, they might not be new to their group. It might just be new to us seeing them. They might have already been on the roster. But, yeah.
Miss Chicklet, you cannot bribe us. I'm sorry. Our integrity is too high. But we will keep your money. Thank you.
What the question is, what are they trying to bribe us for? I didn't see any comment with it. It just happened. I guess it's for later date. Trying to
pick up some favors for down the road.
Yeah, pick up some rapport. There we go. What is Chad? We got Alpha RPG, Brizo, Real Zappies, Salty Medic, Zed is in chat. What is everybody doing in chat right now?
They're mostly talking about my dog because she was freaking out, so I put her in my lap for a minute.
Aw, I didn't. Oh, you had a dog. I didn't see it. I was busy looking away.
I know.
No, I'm gonna go back after the stream and check out your dog.
She was just there for like a minute.
Okay, if you tell me that you have a pug, so that we have like Poggy's Puggy, I'm gonna lose it.
No pug.
Okay, it's not a pug. Okay, dang.
Pomeranian. Poggy's Pomeranian.
Poggy's Pomeranian. Ah. Oh. Okay, I get you. Nice. Are they readied up? Are we ready to go?
Everybody's readied up. We're waiting on the killer. Actually, no, it's connecting now. Yeah. So real quick, guys, we're going to take a look at these rules that we have for you guys, just so you know how this game is played. Okay, we're going to take a look at how these rules work. So, 2 teams will go head-to-head, playing each role twice for a total of 4 trials. Hello, everyone. We're going to be going over these rules and explaining how they work. So, 2 teams will go head-to-head, playing each role twice for a total of 4 trials. In play order is home team kills, survives, and then kills. In addition, teams get points in the trial for objectives, escapes, and hooks. And teams can't bring or use keys, iridescents, event items, or add-ons. Survivors can only bring 2 of a perk or item. Survivors can only bring yellow and brown items, and BP bonuses are awarded post-trial. Broken rules may result in penalties or restarts.
Chef Mitchell's killer.
Okay, guys, we are back. And yeah, we're in game now. Let's go ahead and take a look at these teams. Let's go ahead and go into spectate mode. Yes, spectate mode. And we're starting off on 11-11-11. We see Miss Plop 2777. Overhead statue. Here's Chef Mitchell. And we see him rocking a Legion, which may be something to do with how good your Legion was. He's like, I can out-Legion that. And he's using his power to get across the map, which is pretty standard affair. We see that a lot with Legions using that as their power, because it gives them a bit more map pressure. And instead of just running around at 4.6 meters, definitely a better play to use your power that way to start with. What? Wait.
Oh, what?
I don't know how that just happened. How he knew? Did I miss something already? Did I like totally miss something?
There were scratch marks.
There were scratch marks? Were there? I didn't see the scratch marks. I was looking at the other screen though, so maybe that's why. I was looking at the smaller screen. So
yeah, there were.
That was a great start, just seeing a grab like that. I absolutely love that, and I hope we see like that happen like 50 more times today, because that was fabulous. Nev 1111 taking a hit now from Chef Mitchell. Now in a chase as we see them lining up for the chase around the top of the boathouse. Being very careful here around this pallet. It is an unsafe pallet, so he has to be very careful, but he does have lines, so he's able to get away, but it's not going to be very far. He gets right back up here to this unsafe pallet and goes down right at the pallet. Unlucky. Very good play there by Chef Mitchell. Man.
So we already have 2 penalties. We have 2 people not on the roster playing. Nev 1111 and Miss Plops are not on the roster, so that's a 20-point deduction.
That is good to know. Thank you very much, Sam, for letting us know. If we can elaborate a little bit, that is a 20-point reduction to the We Can't Loop or Hellraisers? Hellraisers, right?
To Hellraisers.
Yes, Hellraisers, yeah.
So Hellraisers
also,
now getting a 20-point deduction.
Real quick, there is an instant heal on one of these survivors too, so they have a syringe, which is not allowed as well.
I'll have to go through and see that. Yeah, that's 3 penalties for this team. Oh boy. And that's going to be tough for them to make up from. That is rough to see them coming in and just immediately on the first game of the first season, or the second season, I guess, the first game of the season, just coming in with 3 immediate penalties. Hopefully this can be a lesson for upcoming teams and for them going forward. Not to make these kind of mistakes. Pay more attention to your loadouts before you go out, and make sure your rosters are fully in the system, guys. Lone Wolf Legend getting off the hook now, and Evan 1111 actually getting off the hook, and Miss Plop doing some healing. Overhand statue now on second hook. You see Chef Mitchell using his power again to work his way across the map. He sees this generator mostly worked on, is probably thinking somebody's around here, I suspect, and is going to either kick it or look for that person. He does find them. The Fang is kind of hanging out here. The little bit of a whiff, strange. She was right next to him, but somehow that lunge just wasn't quite enough. I don't know if maybe he didn't click all the way, or what do you think happened there?
It might have been occasionally. There is auto aim in this game. And like 1 in every 100 swings, it'll make you whiff in a really weird way. I'm not saying it was that, but that would be my guess. Because, yeah, that was pretty close.
Yeah, that could make sense. And we do see Lone Wolf go down. I guess he picked him out of a window. I didn't get to see it, though. God damn, I was watching them get the unhook. And I thought Fang was safe now. But, yeah, that's an interesting start here. First match of the season, guys, and we're already seeing quite an unfortunate score for Hellraisers. Sam,
We Can't Loop has decided to deny all 3 penalties.
Really?
Really?
I didn't know they could do that.
Yes, they absolutely have the right to deny penalties.
Okay, so denying the penalties means that the penalties won't affect the score. It means that they're giving the team... they're keeping it kosher. They're saying, no, it's cool. We're going to let them take those penalties and make those mistakes, but... we want to play legit. We don't want to win because of penalties. I think that's what they're saying. We Can't Loop is a very strong team, and we saw that in the preseason, didn't we?
Yeah. I was about to say, that's both a flex and incredible show of sportsmanship on their part, I would say.
I think so, yeah. Definitely a flex. This Legion is all over the place. So Chef Mitchell is throwing me for a loop. I need to maybe drink some more coffee because I'm losing him every few seconds. I'm going to stay on him for a minute to see what he does because I can't follow where he's going.
Legion's a quick killer.
He is very quick, yes. So he is picking up Miss Plop 277, who will now be on first hook. And
also, you mentioned earlier.
So go ahead.
You mentioned earlier playing Legion. I do, in fact, feel a little called out right now. Just saying. Oh, there's that weird bug again where he gets stuck there. You see that?
It's just Legion. I think Legion is one of the only killers I see do that in the kill your friend mode. I don't really see that happen to most other killers.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen before.
Where is this chase? There we go. Chef Mitchell now chasing the Jake through the boathouse underneath. Able to get the hit there, secure the hit before the window on Nevin 1111. But Nevin 1111 getting that window vault and now getting very good distance on the Legion. Pretty far away. I don't think he's even going to be in chase now. We're probably going to see him switch chases to someone else. He is now in chase with Miss Plop 2777. And Miss Plop going for the stun on the killer. Probably smart here up at this height in this building. It's a very unsafe building in general, I think, once the pallets are gone. And those loops are not exactly super strong anyway. Overhand statue squatting around here thinking that he's coming this way. He might in fact be. I think he did. Yes, he is following those tracks. But instead goes for the Fang. The Fang is going to be, I believe, on second hook as well. That's Lone Wolf Legend indeed on second hook if she gets hooked. And that's 3 out of 4 people injured. Ooh, she used a Styptic agent at the last second there before she got hit. Really smart because she did it such that he couldn't see it happen. And
It was smart.
that prevented him from really noticing it and immediately getting that time where like there's moments like that where I see survivors do that and I will just wait out the moment, I'll just wait out into the Styptic agent. But he did it like out of sight and so was able to get that really quickly and get that hit. Get that extra distance, but it didn't matter anyway because he got him down. So Chef Mitchell playing to it regardless.
Yeah, that happened to me. The Atom in my game as Legion did that exact same thing, went around a rock and did that.
He was trying to get the hit there on Nancy, but missed it, instead hitting the Fang, who was already on the hook. But now we see him chasing the Nancy. He was able to finally get a hit on her. And is he going to get her down here? I don't think there's any safety here for her. This could be it. Yep, she's going down, and that is going to be third hook for Nancy. Overhand statue. Now going to be dead on hook, but there's still 4 generators done. So it's really anybody's game at this point.
Note of worth, there's not a DS in the game.
That is a very good point that I didn't even think to notice, is that there is no obsession, which makes the killer aware that he can just tunnel survivors down, but we haven't really seen him doing that. He's still been chasing and switching characters and trying to get other people down, spreading the hooks around. But that is a very good point.
One thing I will also point out, because this happened in my game exactly too, all 3 survivors healed after the first death. And against a Legion, that's kind of risky. You might be wasting time.
We have Vice Splin in the chat saying, how have they got 4 gens done? I think that's a really great question. It's this high-level play. You have survivors who are very good at getting work done even under immense pressure, and I still don't fully understand it. I assume it's just sitting on the gen. Just no matter what, injured or otherwise, you're just sitting on gens for the most part. So I don't know exactly, but they've been doing really well getting those generators done. And we do see Devil 11 go down underneath the boathouse. Very good play there by Chef Mitchell. Unable to get away from him. Unfortunately, 1111 was not able to find safety here. However, we also see Chef Mitchell aware of other survivors' locations. Ooh, is he going to get the Fang Min? He saw those scratch marks and he goes, I am going to go for her. I'm going to leave the slug because I don't want him getting this last generator. I don't want him getting out. And instead, he's going to chase the Fang Min underneath the boat. And we also see Nia over here as well. Nia now in chase also, and Nevin 1111 maybe getting healed. Miss Plop taking a hit. Getting everybody injured again would not be a bad play here, and would make it much easier to get players down quickly. And
True.
Big mistake there by Miss Plop, dropping that from the wrong side. This is an unsafe pallet, so that's not surprising that he was able to mind game that so effectively. But Chef Mitchell did a really good job there. And we also see Fang Min. Ooh, beautiful juking there. That's the second time she's been able to get him to whiff at things, and that's very hard to do. Chef Mitchell's showing that he's super strong and doesn't whiff too often, so very nice showing by Fang Min. Able to get the hit there, though, at that time. And now lining up for the chase over here by the top of the boathouse. She's going to be jumping over the window and hopefully going down to look for safety. Is she going to find it, though? I don't think she found any safety. Instead, opting to do some 360ing, but does go down at the bottom of the ramp. Pretty much all the pallets are gone from this area, if I'm not mistaken, too. So that does present a problem for the team. And that'll be third hook for Lone Wolf Legend. But we do somehow see a last generator popping. Holy crap. And that's going to potentially be a 2-man escape. These guys still able to pull out that last gen. God. That's crazy. Even with all that pressure just now.
Yeah, I was very strong of them.
Very strong. And they're just kind of hiding. They're hiding away. I think they're banking on the fact that maybe he doesn't have any tracking perks, and instead are hoping to maybe heal each other up in a corner of the map and then try to go for the exit. Now, of course, hatch won't have opened yet, so they don't have to worry about that being kicked. Now, I wonder, is it possible the Legion could decide that he's just going to open the gates himself to start the countdown timer? I don't know what could happen here.
Would that give them a point if he opened the gate himself?
That's a great question,
Yes.
Sam. Yes, that would give them a point. That's
Yeah, I
answer.
would not give them a point in that situation.
No, I don't think so either. I think unless he had
These-
like no one escapes death or something that could guarantee downs, and he really wanted to pressure the countdown timer, I don't think you'd want to do something like that otherwise.
Yeah,
Right.
but the main reason why we give the point is so that way it stays even. Everyone has the same possible points, and if I took that away, the killer would have 2 extra points
It makes sense to me.
than what the survivors have possible.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I'm about to say he can't open 2 exit gates, but yeah, you're right. One extra point for them and 1 denied. Yeah, plus these exit gates aren't
okay.
too far apart. Oh, first gates
gates
worth
worth
2. Okay. Okay. Yeah, these exit
But now
gates aren't
we
too
do
far
see-
apart.
Yes, we do see Chef Mitchell now trying to just man the gates. He's just checking back and forth. Now, Nettle 1111 and Miss Plopper just hanging out, sitting still, not doing anything. Now, are they potentially going for a stalemate here? No, they're actually going to go for the gate, but he is going to see this. This is a risky play. I don't know if this is going to work how he was hoping, but we do see Chef Mitchell going in for the hit. Now he's going to be potentially chasing the Jake. But is he going to double back on the gate, knowing that Nia is probably going for it as well? Or does he suspect Nia might be on the other gate? This is where the killer has to really be thinking on his feet and able to adjust accordingly. But we'll see how he does. He does have a safe pallet here. And he is going to hold out, make sure the killer does break it before moving along. And Nia finally getting that gate open and escaping. Taking her escape, not waiting at all. She's not going to take a hit or anything for Jake. Instead, just taking the escape, getting those points for her team, of course. And Chef Mitchell probably going to get the down and the kill. And that is going to be GG's. Ladies and gentlemen, a very close game between We Can't Loop and Hellraisers. Surprisingly close game so far. But at the same time, a 3K is going to be a lot of points. It's going to be a 2-hook and a progression for Neb 1111.
One thing I was surprised that these survivors didn't do in that situation was to try the exit gate tech. Time when Legion moved away, get it to that almost 1/4 mark without red light, and then going forward again and try and take hits.
And he does get that hatch point as well at the very last moment there.
He does.
Very nice plays all around, really, I would have to say. I mean, it started off a little troublesome. Like, I was a little concerned about those penalty points, and I don't know, it didn't feel right, and then they decided not to pressure them on it, so it worked out. It worked out. They decided not to count the penalties. Very sportsmanlike conduct, I would say. Hopefully we don't see them doing the same thing in the next game, though.
Yeah. Is that Blood Echo on Legion?
I believe it was, yes. Blood Echo.
Interesting. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a Legion run Blood Echo. That's very... Why would I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to combo with that. I guess just denying exhaustion? Not wanting to let them get balanced time or anything like that? Balanced landing?
That could be it. That could be it. I mean, it could be also... Does it also prevent Dead Hard, too? I mean, all the other exhaustions? Yeah, it does. I mean, it would basically be balanced landing, Dead Hard, Lithe. Any of that would be unable to be used for that 45-second period. So, I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Score's right.
And we have a
Right.
word from Sam that the score is right. Let's take a look at that post-game and see what we think of that. See if it's working this time. So, of course, this was We Can't Loop versus Hellraisers. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Vigo's Court, and this is your post-game review. So we saw all 5 generators get done in trial number 1. Indeed, they did. And we saw 1 escape as well. And we also saw him get 9 hooks, which is 3/4 of your hooks as killer, which is a lot of hooks. And we also see 3 kills as well. And yeah, that all counts a lot towards him. And We Can't Loop currently leading Hellraisers 22-16 after trial number 1. And that means that We Can't Loop leads. So we'll see how they do going into trial number 2. But that's the story so far. What do you think?
I'm still breaking down the killer's bill because that was, again, playing Legion on the map previously. I'm very interested to see what they did. They were running sloppy as well, which glance cursory look. I'm not sure why, because Legion doesn't apply sloppy with his frenzy attack. It's an alternate hit, not a basic attack. But if they don't heal after getting off the hook, now I'm beginning to realize why those survivors might have actually healed, is because if they don't heal off the hook, they're still hemorrhaged, and his next hook he gets sets off Blood Echo, and so then they're exhausted. So he might have just been using his Legion Frenzy to get around mostly, because I didn't see him get that many Frenzy hits either. So this was a very different playstyle from what I remember. I kind of like it. I'm going to try this out next time. You ever seen sloppy Blood Echo on a Legion before?
I'm trying to think if I have. I actually don't think I have. I don't see Blood Echo used that often, I don't think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's niche.
It is very niche.
I kind of like it, but
it worked. I mean, he did really well with it. I can't say it didn't work. I mean, here we are with a win from We Can't Loop, so he did fantastic.
Mm-hmm. For sure. That was a good showing for Legion, I would say. The what was it? Because I didn't see that many exhaustion perks actually go off that game. Now that I'm thinking about it, there was a couple times that the Jake's live happened, but balanced landing.
That is a very good point. That we didn't see those perks go off. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good start. We got what? We Can't Loop is now going to be on the killer for the next 2 rounds. So I'm curious what they're going to bring to their.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yes.
No, We Can't Loop brought Legion, so they're bringing Survivor. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
I got them. I got that backed up.
I was looking at the.
Yeah. I'm just adding to confusion.
It's okay. I'm already confused, and it's not your fault. I just haven't had my coffee this morning, so I'm doing my best, guys.
If you're ever confused, wait until the next
Sam?
game pops up and you can see the scorecard switch on the screen.
Yeah, I'll just be like, Sam, what did I do wrong? What did I do? Tell me. The easy way out.
Yeah, and Faden is saying that the sloppy was a little troll, to be honest. I mean, you still apply the sloppy when they get that final hit on the ground, so it's not a dead perk, and it does discourage healing in a way. Also, that was another thing to notice. Towards the end, when they had 3 people, and the Jake was slugged inside that building, they were healing him. It is not effective to heal someone off the ground if they have sloppy. It's actually better for them just to pick themselves up normally, because sloppy will make it slower than the normal progression of getting yourself up. Fun fact. So that was one other thing I noticed. But overall, like, they played from the previous game that we saw Hellraisers play, they played a lot better this game than in their preseason match. I have to give them that. Sure, they had the penalties against them, but they've definitely improved since last week, I would say. What do you think?
I think I'm in agreement. I mean, I didn't expect it to be this close. I expected it to be mostly a shutout. And while there is certainly a score gap here of about 6 points, that's not that significant. However, I am fairly confident that we're going to see We Can't Loop hold that lead. I mean, I don't know what you think about that, but that's kind of where my head is at. I'm pretty sure they're going to hold that lead, if I had to guess.
It's pretty fair. Yeah, it's not a huge lead at the moment, but they can definitely grow that pretty quickly. We Can't Loop is still a very strong team. I completely agree with that. Also, yeah, back on that first part when they pulled Nancy out of the locker, Legion was chasing a set of scratch marks in that area, and then they disappeared. And they looked down for the drop down. They didn't see anybody. They didn't hear them drop down. So the only other option would be they went around the corner, they jumped in the locker, and they got the guess right. That was funny. That was a funny way to start it with a locker grab.
It was a great start. It was. It's the strength of these killers, man. it's surprising because you hear a lot about how the game is, survivor sided or whatever, and I think that's not necessarily the case at all times. I mean, we see these killers in this league just doing incredible damage to these survivors, and I mean, it's pretty phenomenal to watch. I enjoy watching it. Sometimes I'm too enthralled to even do proper commentary. I'm just like I'm getting used to it, and the caffeine will help me. I'm gonna have some coffee after this, probably this next match. I'll probably drink a little bit, but we'll see what we do.
Oh yeah, I was definitely enjoying the play. What was it? There was someone saying Wakanda ran Legion with Blood Echo against us before. So people are saying that Blood Echo is not an uncommon perk for Legion and even Plague, which I guess makes sense. You do have survivors often injured for an extended amount of time. Mm-hmm. That does make a bit of sense. I just personally have never run Blood Echo before. I'm gonna have to go check that out sometime. That sounds like a very fun perk to experiment with.
It does.
I'm learning stuff. Who would have thought?
I mean, you probably have to do a build around it. I think on its own, it's probably, I mean, it's useful. I'm not going to say it has no utility because obviously getting people exhausted on its own is pretty strong, I would say. But I would argue that you probably are going to want to make a build around it too, just to make sure that you can actually do it properly. It's tough. So anyway, I believe I'm getting my invites now. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I believe it only affects survivors who are suffering from hemorrhage. So you have to have either sloppy or you have to run the mangled add-on for Legion. So yeah, you definitely have to build around it.
Right.
Yeah, I was reading up on it because honestly, I forgot the specifics on Blood Echo. I just haven't seen that very often. That's very cool. I like that.
Any good news in the chat? Anything interesting going on there?
Alpha RPG was pointing out that the hemorrhage only applies an extra 3 seconds to the healing. That is fair. But in a game of, I would argue in the game of like, that was so back and forth, that little last spat where the three of them were still alive before he got that last hook. I would argue that 3 seconds might have mattered. I can't be for sure, but it might have mattered a bit, especially if I think it was a Nia that had actually sat there for a bit and was healing them. But
I think what I would add is
hindsight 2020.
It does have the other benefit of hemorrhaging the survivor, so you can see blood more frequently, which is certainly helpful when chasing, especially through maps like that one where blood is hard to see already. Seeing it more frequently is certainly helpful. But just
definitely.
A thought.
No, I agree. I end up going often by blood if I can instead of scratch marks. These scratch marks do have a bit of inconsistency. They can spread out more than you intended. Sometimes there's a gap between them, but blood is always very consistent for the most part.
Always for the most part.
What was right there? I have actually been got before. I forget the name of the perk, but I believe it was Yui's perk where you don't drop blood for up to 150 seconds. You just don't bleed, and that perk has actually gotten me before. They were doing some kind of injured build, but they weren't bleeding anywhere, and it threw me off really bad. I forget the name of the perk now. Do you know the name of the perk? I should go look these up.
Well, while you're doing that,
doesn't let you bleed.
Yes,
that's No Mither.
No, not No Mither. It wasn't that one. There's a separate perk that has an overall timer. You have 150 seconds of injured
Lucky
period
break?
where you do not bleed, and once that
is it Lucky Break?
I think it is Lucky Break. Actually, yeah, that does sound right. Lucky Break is that's like you never see people run Lucky Break, but when they do, it gets you. You don't expect. It's like, oh, I injured the survivor. Where's the blood trail? There is none. Because Iron Willing does so much. You can crawl behind a corner. Sorry, what's up? Are they loaded in?
Oh no, I was just saying right. But I will add. Ninetail says you don't need a full build around Blood Echo. It affects injured survivors, and I didn't disagree with that. I said that it would be better to build around it, to make a whole build around it. You want your perks to synergize naturally. I mean when you're talking about exhaustion perks and things like that, you want to maybe add healing add-ons or something like that, like the Sloppy Butcher perk. I mean that's kind of what we were getting at. And so I wasn't saying it's not a good perk on its own. I was saying that it makes sense to build around your perks in general. And I think when it comes to especially league play and high-level play like this, we definitely want to see people building around their perks more frequently because that synergy is going to really matter once we get into these games. I mean, This isn't like you just come in here to play with your friends. You're playing against some serious people, so you need that synergy in your builds.
I do want to build on what you're saying here, though. There is a caveat to that. once you reach a level where you can play against sweaty survivors with no perks, then you don't need your build to synergize so much as you need to make sure you're filling the gaps that your game has. Does that make sense?
I will agree.
Because I see some of the higher level. Oh, I'll save this. We got rules to get to.
Let's do the rules again, folks. Here we go. Hello, everyone. We're going to be going over these rules and explaining how they work. So, 2 teams will go head-to-head, playing each role twice for a total of 4 trials. In play order is home team kills, survives, and then kills. In addition, teams get points in the trial for objectives, escapes, and hooks. And teams can't bring or use keys, iridescents, event items, or add-ons. Survivors can only bring 2 of a perk or item. Survivors can only bring yellow and brown items, and BP bonuses are awarded post-trial. Broken rules may result in penalties or restarts. All right, folks, we are back, and we're about to jump into the game now. It's still loading for a moment, but we'll be back in just a second as it loads in for trial number 2 against We Can't Loop versus Hellraisers. We are going to see Hellraisers killing this time, so that is going to be D-Rack on Killer, and we are spectating here. So let's see what we can find. We have a Bubba. I love watching Bubba games. Something about chainsaws and putting them into people's faces is just really satisfying. Mr. Watsutuya, we've seen him play before. A very strong survivor team this is. TP Dealer and Chef Mitchell TTV also on the healing squad, playing that Cheryl with the beautiful Christmas bunny outfit. I do believe that is a Legion on her back. And we see him now in a chase with Goated Iverson 3, who is now chasing against the Bubba. Would have been probably smart to pre-drop that pallet, but chooses not to. Instead, Bubba getting a tantrum right around the edge of that box right there. Those hitboxes can be devastating on Bubba, and he is giving him a little wave to say, come on, come chase me. And yeah, that is exactly what Bubba is planning to do, I think. Unless he's going to give up chase on this survivor. I can't really tell which way Bubba went, and Goated Iverson seems to feel the same way. Stops for a moment, turns around, sees him coming back, is able to get the M1 on him right there at the window, instead deciding to wait, not run, using his exhausted ability. What do you call it? The adrenaline boost that you get when you get hit, the speed boost. And we do see Bubba instead choosing to abandon chase with Goated Iverson, taking the M1 for no reason, I guess, because now Goated Iverson can just heal up completely. And now we do see him trying to use all of his charges to catch up with Mr. Watsutuya, sorry, and not able to do it. Those just were not enough charges. Mr. Watsutuya able to get away and get through the window just barely. Mr. Watsutuya still in chase, going through the middle of the area. Once again, this is a difficult spot for Bubba because of these hitboxes. It's very easy to tantrum. Bubba seems to be aware of that and chooses not to continue the chase, instead opting to go to the edges of the map and see where he can find someone else. TP Dealer finishing 2nd gen for their team with Chef Mitchell TTV, and now in a chase with Goated Iverson again. He is still injured. He did not yet heal himself. Probably would have been wise to do that because now he can just M1 him down. But we are again at the center of the map, one of the hardest areas to chase through for both sides, I would say. They're very unsafe pallets in general, but also for Bubba in this case, very difficult to get around and easy to get tantrums. Which of course slows down and extends the chase times. So we see D-Rack7248 now working his way up to the top, and then going down, following the Steve around, but Steve decides not to stay in the building, instead deciding to dead hard through the killer. Very smart there. Probably smarter from the killer would have been to turn around and try to get the hit, but instead tries to smack through him. Anytime you see survivors turning around and facing towards you, they're probably going to dead hard through you. And to guarantee that hit, you can just turn around and swing at the other direction to pretty much guarantee the hit. And that's a mistake there on Bubba's part, letting him get away a lot of distance now for Goated Iverson. Seeing now 3 gens get done, still no downs for Hellraisers Killer. He does find Chef Mitchell, is able to get the down right there at the window using his chainsaw, just barely edging it through, threading that needle perfectly. Gonna now pick up the Cheryl and get him on a hook. That'll be first hook now for Hellraisers. But we do see these survivors working hard on these gens to try to push them through. Mr. Watsuchiya TB Dealer about 60% done with theirs. Chef Mitchell on a hook, and Go Today Iverson on the boathouse working on his at about 20% now. D-Rack going to check on these generators in the middle. Is able to find this one. Decides he is not going to kick it or do anything with it. Instead, just try to go for the survivors immediately. Revving his chainsaw and deciding to go ahead and kick the gen. I guess he's not able to procure any hits or anything in that area. These survivors are just too smart around there. Again, like we said, that building is quite safe until those pallets are dropped, which is probably why we're seeing survivors avoid dropping those particular pallets. And Mr. What's It To You over here by Killer Shack. TP Dealer going in for the save. And we see Chef Mitchell, getting a hit on Goated Iverson again, right by the hook. I guess he was able to stop the hook save. Chef Mitchell looks like he's going to get to stage 2. But that is the last
I think he was just hitting the survivor on hook.
I think he was as well. I do think so. But Chef Mitchell is finally able to get off the hook.
Did he actually progress?
Is he going to go down? We'll have to take a look at that again. I don't know if he actually progressed. I guess we'll find out if he gets him down again. We'll find out if he progressed or not. I think he did, Sam, but I want to be sure too. I want to be confident in that fact. So let's just wait a moment and find out that way. Ladies and gentlemen, he is desperately trying to get around here. We do see at least one of the gates get open. Let's check on these survivors really quick. He does get them down. We see at least one gate open. I don't know if they opened the other gate yet. I wanted to see that chase first. I don't know for sure. He is going to go in here. I think he's worried about decisive strike, so doesn't immediately pick up the Cheryl, Chef Mitchell. And is he going to come back now and then go for the pickup? No, not yet. She is trying to recover. And we do see the survivors trying to work their way over here to get the save. But Bubba is definitely hanging out by the area. Oh, now he's abandoning the Cheryl. The Cheryl, if she was going to use a DS, doesn't have it now because it's been well over a minute. So now would be the time to go for the save. But instead, Chef Mitchell is going to get up. And is he going to get out now? I do think so. They do have the other gate open over here as well. So Chef Mitchell is able to make the escape. That is unfortunate for Bubba, not able to secure a kill. Ooh, but he might, maybe, possibly could. Oh, but the timer on the... Ooh, it's going to be so close. TP Dealer does get picked up right by the exit. A beautiful play by Bubba, and it's going to be a basement hook. These two survivors are probably going to just abandon this. I can't imagine they're actually going to come back for Claudette. Just give him the one hook and the two progression, and that'll be GG. Sam, we're going to have to take a look at that replay to see if he did, in fact, get the second phase.
Chat is saying
Cheryl.
The progression happened.
I think so, too. I think it did. I just wanted to confirm, but it was like within seconds of it, so... But I do think it did happen. And we could probably get a confirmation from both teams as well. So that is going to be it. Bubba only scoring a total of 13,000 points. Unlucky for him. But the other team, We Can't Loop, doing phenomenal plays. And yeah, you want to take a look at their build really quick?
Bubba's build? Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. So they had the Corrupt, they had the Ruin, Thanatophobia, Barbecue. Barbecue's pretty standard on Bubba, I would say. Thanatophobia is an interesting choice. I don't know if I would pick that personally because Bubba doesn't keep people injured that often. People usually are fine with healing because they want to force Bubba to M1. That's the sweet spot, right? You don't want Bubba to get the instant down value. You want him to M1, which is what we saw Iverson do often when he was looping. Corrupt is pretty common. I would run it on Bubba 100%. I know we have differing opinions on Corrupt Intervention, but yeah, and then also having Ruin there, which I think they got Ruin pretty early on because he had to start. I didn't see the gens regressing at all hardly that game. I think they popped Ruin very early on. So that
I didn't even know he had Ruin. That's how fast it got done, I think. So yeah, I mean, we're going to take a quick look at the post game. We're going to do a quick review of what happened during this game, and we'll be right back. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were just now watching We Can't Loop versus Hellraisers, and of course, you are watching Vigo's Court, and this is going to be your post-game review. So, naturally, we saw 5 generators get done in trial number 2, and we also saw 3 total escapes this game. Only 1 survivor getting caught out, Claudette, and only able to secure 2 hooks, which is why we saw such a low score, unfortunately, for Hellraisers, and of course only 1 kill at the last minute. And We Can't Loop leading in this game 23-7 in trial number 2. So we will see exactly what happens next. But We Can't Loop again is still leading. So GG's to We Can't Loop so far. There's only 2 games left in this match today, and we'll see how it goes. And yeah, that's GG's, folks. So I have a question.
I'm going back over. Go for it.
Go ahead. No, you go first. Go ahead.
No, I'm going back over because so we had corrupt invention and then ruin. So in this game specifically, your opinion is 100% correct. After they popped ruin, he was only playing with 2 perks the rest of that game. They popped ruin so early, and then corrupt went away. We wasn't able to secure a hook in the beginning at all. Right. And yeah, that snowballed pretty hardly in their favor against him. He had virtually no pressure most of that game because he couldn't get a first hook during corrupt. So 100%, that is what you said. If you do not use corrupt properly, you lose all the pressure. You're playing with 3 perks the rest of the game. And the fact that they popped ruin, 2 perks the rest of the game. I was just analyzing because that game was rough.
It was, and I think Bubba could have been a lot stronger if he hadn't have brought Corrupt and Ruin, and perhaps instead had brought Pop. Like right here, we see him kicking this gen. Maybe if he had gotten a hook just now, which he did, he could have used that Pop Goes the Weasel there instead of, relying on the chance of Ruin getting taken out, which against these strong survivors, you can pretty much bet that most of your Hex Totems are going to get taken out. So unless you're protecting it with Undying, I wouldn't even recommend bringing it. Or Haunted Ground 100%. Or something similar.
Right. The fact that there was just a singular ruin is, that's crushing. Definitely. If you're going to bring ruin, you have to bring ruin Undying. Oh, yeah. And isn't this map, if I remember correctly, this map has 2 totem spawns that are always there? There
are 2 totem spawns that are just like immediately visible to survivors that are like out in the open. Yeah. And this is where I wanted to go and say that this map is not particularly balanced at all times because of that. But the other reason I think is because it's very easy for survivors to hide around and stuff, and the buildings are pretty strong. But otherwise, it's not a totally unbalanced map. So it's not like something I would say it's like a really ridiculously unbalanced map. It's just really hard, depending on RNG of these sort of jungle gyms and things like that. But really quick, Sam, I just wanted to let you know I got kicked from the group that we were in. Some kind of connection error. Just make sure they're not starting the game without us, if you can.
Heard.
Thank you. Continue.
One thing worth noting too is that Iverson held Bubba up for almost a minute in that 2-story building that's really large, which is not what you want to do in the beginning, because most likely, especially if you're running corrupt, that gen over there, if you saw, was blocked. So there's no reason to loop over there. There's no pressure you're applying, and they got a gen and a half done in that loop time.
Yeah.
No, it's just. There was some early game decisions that ended up snowballing in Survivor's favor very early on that game.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. I try to tell people, hey, corrupt intervention, probably not a good idea. But they bring it anyway, so what am I going to do? I can't tell them not to. They get to bring their own builds. So, just ignore me. It's fine. I don't matter. I mean nothing here. So, I'm just giving them a hard time right now.
No. I will agree to a caveat. If you do not use corrupt properly, which is to apply early pressure and get you a down and zone people, 100%, it is the biggest waste of a perk you will ever see. Yeah, it's a dead perk. It's like you might as well run Beast of Prey. You'll get more value out of that. No, 100%.
Territorial imperative. There we go.
Territorial imperative. There you go. Easy. Yeah, but yeah, in proper builds and in proper strategy, corrupt is fine. But as we saw here, they did not take advantage of corrupt like I would say they should.
Cruel limits. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. And this is early in the season, so they have a chance, adapt and get better. This is their first game, so we will see them go up from here.
I mean, it's tough right now. It's not even a close game anymore. It's 45-23. Yeah, they can still bring out at least they could theoretically bring out a W, but given the strength of We Can't Loop, I'm just not going to see it. I don't think we're going to see it happening. I'm not feeling too confident that they're going to be able to pull out a W here. It's possible. I'm not going to say it's impossible. We Can't Loop could make some mistakes, and Hellraisers could pull out some crazy maneuvers in the next game. I don't know. Maybe they're listening to us and taking notes. I couldn't tell you, but We Can't Loop is a strong team. Hellraisers, I'm not going to say they're a weak team, but certainly not as strong as We Can't Loop as we saw in the preseasons, I think. And I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for them. I think they can do it, at least tighten the score up a little bit going into trial number 3 and 4. But as far as winning, I don't know. Tough one. But that I love that Bubba play at the end there when he got that Claudette down. That was beautiful. Really well done.
Yeah, that was
Able to secure that.
That shocked me.
Yeah.
That was like nothing against We Can't Loop, but that was a sloppy play on their part.
It was.
That
was
Claudette
very
should
sloppy.
not have got called out there. They should have known the Bubba was in that exit gate, and they should have ran to a different one. I'm surprised that
agree.
happened.
Me too. Sam, do we have any word about when we're going to get invites? I have not gotten my second invite yet back to the game.
Iverson is saying he will make sure you're invited.
Okay. I thought we were staying in the same lobby because it was them doing it twice, but I guess not. Or maybe something happened and it got disconnected, possibly. So, folks, I don't know what you think about this game. I thought it was pretty fun, even though it was pretty much a washout for Hellraisers. But at the same time, I just like watching Bubba. So, I mean, maybe that's why. I just like watching Bubba plays, honestly.
You should watch me play Bubba on my stream because I have the Mama Bubba suit because I like that. I like that one a lot. I like that skin a lot.
You don't see that enough, honestly. You really don't see that often enough.
You don't. And that's why I got it because like it was the only skin they ever gave to him. It's like when I got all the perks, like yeah, I'm gonna get that skin. That skin looks sick.
I usually run the Claudette one because I main Claudette on Survivor, and so it's just funny that I dress as Claudette's face whenever I'm playing Bubba. Just, you know.
I mean, fair.
Because reasons.
Fair.
Yeah.
For reasons. No.
Yeah.
No, that was and to be fair, we also saw like one of Bubba's big weaknesses being exploited there. They probably like We Can't Loot probably has played against a fair number of Bubbas, and with like just gen pressure. Like yes, Bubba can instant down people, but it's the same issue that I would say that Clown has. They don't have a way to aggress gens across the map. Like if you're on one side of that, you have to walk all the way to the other side of the map, and that's not easy. It's not fun. And as you saw at the end there, they did a lot of the center gens, and at the end, it was just the 4 gen was so spread out. Yeah. If I had to make a commentary to it, is the zoning could probably be improved. If Bubba had zoned the survivors out a bit better, that game might have been more in his favor, or at least given more than 3 hooks. No, 2 hooks.
I would
It
have
was 2
liked
hooks,
to
wasn't it?
at least a closer game would have been a little bit more interesting. But at the same time, it was like I said, Bubba's just fun to watch. The chainsawing people in half is just. Even if he only gets 1 or 2, it's still super funny.
Oh yeah,
One of the
there is
meatiest
an enjoyment factor. If you catch survivors out in the middle of nowhere, they're like, oh, is he gonna get them? Are they gonna make it to a geometry in time and actually get out of there? Or are they gonna get downed? Because the Cheryl, when they first got down, it was barely. She was going through a window when the chainsaw hit. So no, that is definitely a fun aspect of Bubba I do enjoy.
All right, I want to review some chat before we go in. They're just now getting in here to the lobby, so if we want to read some chat messages and see what we can do with those.
Apparently, there's cuddles going on in chat. I did not know that.
Cuddles,
It's
how cute.
Yeah, it's kind of adorable. I'm surprised we weren't invited. I feel personally attacked that we weren't invited, but that's just me. I don't know how you feel about that, Poggy.
I don't like people, so I'm good with that. I'm good with not being invited to the cuddles. I don't like
Clown,
touching people.
I like Ninetales' idea. They say Clown needs a unicycle. Can you imagine if it would be like Heroes of the Storm where you can, get a mount? If Clown is not in chase, he just mounts up on the unicycle and you just see him chugging along the battlefield. I'd be kind of down for that.
I had a better idea for Clown, and this is my own idea, I swear. I don't think anybody else has said this before, so I'm going to say it now. I think that because of Clown's lack of map pressure, he needs something to give him more map pressure, something to get him across the maps. I think it would be cool if on every map, 2 cannons spawned randomly and he just shot somewhere across the map. Just
Can I laugh out loud to that? Because that's fucking hilarious.
Oh my goodness, that'd be lit.
You know, circus cannons.
Like, yeah, you get the bottles now, but yeah, like we got bottles to move us across the map, but man, cannons would be the way to go.
You can't. You
I'd
should
be
use
down
the
for
bottles to
that.
go across the map. Just you should not use those bottles for that. That's not what they're for. Sorry, I just had to say that. All right.
Say clown
man.
could roll around in his belly, he'd be faster. I mean, yes, get the centrifugal force going,
Yeah, where's the lie?
right? Oh man. Like I'm excited about the clown updates. I don't know the extent of what the new antidote bottles will do, but giving even the slightest boost to move around the map, I'm glad for. But honestly, let's be fair, it's the reload. Oh, we're in.
We're in. We're going to take a look at those rules really quick, guys. Let's do that one more time, and then I think that's it for the rules video. Just look at it one last time. Hello, everyone. We're going to be going over these rules and explaining how they work. So, 2 teams will go head-to-head, playing each role twice for a total of 4 trials. In play order is home team kills, survives, and then kills. In addition, teams get points in the trial for objectives, escapes, and hooks. And teams can't bring or use keys, iridescents, event items, or add-ons. Survivors can only bring 2 of a perk or item. Survivors can only bring yellow and brown items, and BP bonuses are awarded post-trial. Broken rules may result in penalties or restarts. All right, folks, we're here looking at We Can't Loop versus, you said it, Hellraisers. That's right. So we're going to be going into game right now. It's still loading. We're almost there. But yeah, we're on Grim Pantry. As a reminder to everybody, we are still on Grim Pantry. That is today's map. That is the home team's map. Who is the home team again, Sam?
We Can't Loop.
That's right. We Can't Loop is the home team, and we're going to be spectating. I just put Sam on the spot for no reason. I know who the home team was. Mr. What's it to you? We see him first. We see Harmless Sympathy next. Goated Iverson also, and we also see Chef Mitchell again. So the same team, and a Freddy. Yes, I love Freddy. That's funny because we saw Chef Mitchell last time playing Freddy. He did amazing on Freddy. I wonder if we're going to see similar plays from Lone Wolf. He does get a very fast hit, putting him into sleep. And would be able to use snares if he has them, or he could have something else. And, of course, we see the same thing as before, which is the jump rope and swing chains, which is sort of that Forever Freddy concept that we saw last time. Mr. What's It To You still in a chase, lining up for this pallet, and does have balanced landing, so is able to kind of jettison away from the killer, giving him a lot of distance. Freddy going to be setting dream snares around this pallet loop. And instead of going for it, he's going to get out of there. Mr. What's It To You does not want to risk it. Doing a really great 360 right by the pallet loop. Ooh. And then dropping it. But Freddy is able to just barely secure it, getting that swing just before the pallet went down. Beautiful play there. And a nice, I guess you could say, wasted pallet. But I don't know if I would say that because it didn't seem like he was wasting it. Freddy did get stuck there for a second as well. So I guess it's not just Legion. And we do see now Goated Iverson in a chase with Freddy, doing some really good juking, confusing the heck out of him. Lone Wolf not able to get that hit. Using the bushes now, we do see what's Mr. What's It To Ya coming off of the hook as he's doing this chase. Goated Iverson
that 2
taking
gens
a
done
hit.
already?
That is 2 gens done quick, yes.
Wow.
Goated Iverson going to drop the pallet early. Yes, he is going to drop it and get the stun as well, buying him a lot of time. And we do see him now working his way towards the main building, or I guess secondary building. I don't know what you would call this. A main building. The main building really is the big boathouse, I guess. So the mini main, yeah. The fishing shack. The Lone Wolf deciding not to chase through there, and instead going to teleport to a generator on the boathouse, hoping he could find survivors here, but does not do. And instead is going to maybe work his way towards the center, trying to see where survivors are as he looks across the top of the map. Setting a dream snare there at the top for posterity. Lone Wolf legend. Just sort of hunting for survivors, giving them a lot of time right there. No pressure at this very moment, while the survivors can just sit on gens, and that's exactly what they've been doing. We see Nia over here, and is going to try to get the hit. Nia just barely getting out of that one. Beautiful hit there by Nia on him now with the stun, too. Mr. What's It To You working on his generator. We see Harmless Sympathy no longer in a chase. He is going to be abandoned by the killer. So far, we've only seen the one hook, I do believe, from our killer friend, Lone Wolf.
Oh, yeah. Scorecard's not updating.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was What's It To Ya has been hooked.
I didn't click game 3.
Oh, it's Sam's fault. Okay, it's nothing I did. Got it. When in doubt, blame Sam. Lone Wolf Legend. There it is. Lone Wolf Legend setting some dream steers around this area, going for the chase with the Cheryl, Chef Mitchell TTB. And Chef Mitchell, I think, just did some funny jukes around him. I saw him doing that, but took Freddy a moment to register. Kind of squatting around the Freddy around the corner. Very clever, but Chef Mitchell did actually end up taking a hit, going instead for Killer Shack, barely getting out that window. And dropping the pallet early. Smart plays here by Chef Mitchell. Does not want to risk going down, especially with only 2 gens remaining. Now's the time. You can use all of those pallets, and it should be fine this far into the game. When your teams are this fast and this efficient, you don't have to be, safe with your gens. You can just drop them. You don't have to hold on to them for too long. And that's exactly what we see. We see Steve healing up, and the same with Mr. What's It To Ya as well, all healed up. Chef Mitchell probably going to heal up next. Everybody's healed up. Only 1 gen remaining. 4 gens done. And we do see Freddy instead deciding to teleport. He teleports to the correct gen, guessing correctly, and tries to get a hit on Nia. Successful hit around the corner.
Good.
That lunge is terrifying.
That was a hit. Oh.
And another beautiful hit on Goated Iverson, now getting 3 injuries in total. But is it too little too late with only 1 hook this entire game? We see the killers on Hellraisers struggling just as much. I'm sorry, we can't loop, is it? Wait. Sam, something's wrong with the scorecard.
Hellraisers is killing right now.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's right, Sam?
That. Oh, motherfucker. Wait.
You're scoring on the wrong one, aren't you? Aren't you?
Yep, I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, when in doubt, blame Sam as usual. You had one job, Sam. Go to Iverson, injured and in a chase with Freddy, going for the Killer Shack, which has no pallet now. And while that would normally be a problem, there are more pallets around here you could go for. But also, the chase is dropped. At this point, I don't know if I'd be dropping chases. I mean, it's one thing to do that mid-game, but this far into the game, at the very end, while gates are about to get open, I would just go ahead and commit to something. And we don't see him doing that. But does get the down right at the gate on Chef Mitchell. A beautiful play there. And she does get the gate open, but it's not going to be enough for her as she does get hooked. However, they could potentially go for a save. Depends on how greedy they're feeling. Okay, I think he fixed the scorecard. Sam it. Sam it. Goated Iverson getting healed. I do think they're probably going to get a little greedy and go for this save. And we do see Harmless Sympathy opening gate number 2. And another injury on Mr. What's It To Ya, who was recently healed. He's not going to be able to get the unhook, so he's going to have to get away and go for a pallet or something to get away for safety. Or at least leave at a minimum. But he does not want to go down. Freddy is getting some late game pressure here. Really good late game pressure, too. This is fascinating. Can he get away from this? Can Mr. What's It To Ya crawl away, or is Freddy going to go for the double hook? We see Harmless Sympathy now going in for the unhook. So now would be a good time for Freddy to hook, and he does do that. He is picking her up right now to go for the hook. The survivors could be getting too greedy here and might want to consider just leaving this. But instead, they're going to go for more unhooks? No, I think they're leaving. I think they're giving up on this idea of going for saves. And Lone Wolf just kind of standing there, maybe? No, I think he was, yeah, for a second there. Oh, does get a hit on him, but of course they're going to all get out. But that is extra points, nonetheless. Blood points for the killer. I would have just gone ahead and left. Those blood points will add up. We see Mr. What's It To Ya going back to the hook, but of course Harmless Sympathy taking her exit and taking her leave. That's going to be GG's, folks. And is there a hatch? No, he's just kind of standing there calling it. He's just calling. He's done. But he got a lot of hooks at the end there. Not a lot, but he got a lot of hooks for a typical end game once the gates are opened, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. That was quite a few hooks actually at the end there.
It was.
I think he was leaving his slug on the ground for long as possible, seeing if he could get anyone caught out in the open. But they were playing it very smart and juggling back and forth. And eventually he had to commit to what's it to you and actually pick them up because they were about to crawl out. So, Look at that. He had coup de grace.
Oh, that's
you see
how
that?
we got that hit. I think that's how we got the hit at the bottom of the boathouse. When he did that hit on the Nia, I don't think that was necessarily lunge. It was lunge, but I think it was the extended lunge from coup de grace. It did seem like he wasn't going to get it to me, and like when I was watching it, I was like, ooh, he got the hit. And now I kind of get why. As a reminder, I do see the killer's build, but you guys don't, so I have a habit now of just ignoring the build as much as possible, just so we can all kind of have the same footing on what we're looking at, So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this post-game. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your post-game review. This is We Can't Loop versus Hellraisers, and you are watching Vigo's Court. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, let's see what we had. This is trial number 3. We had all 5 generators get done, of course. That's what we saw. Very nicely done. And 3 escapes in total from the survivor squad. Only 1 person getting killed, with a total of 3 hooks and 1 kill. And, of course, that brings the score in this game 24-9 in favor of We Can't Loop again. So, yeah, they're still ahead and probably going to go into it leading into game number 4. And I don't think there's any comeback possible for Hellraisers. I don't think they can come back from this score. Because if we're looking at the score that we have, which is 69-32. Nice. Right? I knew we were both going to do it. I just knew it.
Nice.
I don't think there's any coming back from this score, honestly. Unfortunately for them. So, but I mean, hopefully they could be hopeful. Certainly. Yeah,
there's not much recourse from that kind of lead. This would be a time, I guess, where you try what they say, as we talked about last time, second string. Bring out your second string and have them do it.
Right.
Give them some experience. Yeah, I liked Joker the Wizard's post. Freddy's the only killer that can swing from Grim Patchery and hit you in Haddonfield.
Y'all got some good jokes.
Great comment. That is a great comment.
Yeah, for real though. Chat's been talking about his lunge. His lunge is quite egregious for sure. Like the hit on the atom, I wasn't expecting. He just gets hits that you do not expect.
But it makes sense,
and
though.
That's why
he doesn't have a lot of utility otherwise. I mean, his lunge is making up for let me finish. His lunge is making up for the fact that he doesn't have a lot of map pressure without teleportation. Like, he can't teleport at all times. He has to do it, like, every, 30 seconds or something like that? Every 45 seconds? I mean, he can reduce the time, of course, but I think it's kind of like Clown has a pretty decent lunge, too, but he can slow down survivors. Oh, now, granted, Freddy can do it with his snares, but you can just avoid the snares, or if you're not asleep, the snares don't work. So, I mean, it's kind of giving him that extra edge that he needs to make up for if the survivors aren't asleep, or if they're perhaps just avoiding the snares altogether. He can still lunge a little further. I don't know, just my thoughts. I mean, that's kind of what we see. We see that give and take a lot with the way the devs handle it. I'm not saying it's correct. I'm just saying that's probably why they made this lunge longer. Because we see that with other killers. Like Huntress has a really short lunge by comparison to Freddy, and that's because she can throw her hatchets a million miles away. So, I mean, it's sort of like a give and take when the developers make those types of decisions, if that makes sense. I mean, you could disagree. Go ahead and disagree with me. That's what we need, is some hostility.
No, you're the first person I've met that thinks that Freddy needs that and more. Freddy is,
I'm not
in my
saying
opinion, the most
he needs
stacked killer in the game.
No. You misunderstand. I'm not saying he needs it. I'm saying that's
Okay.
probably the why the devs put it in there is they think that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it came off the wrong way. I'm saying the devs probably
Okay.
think that way about it because I noticed that with other killers too. Like Hag doesn't have an extremely long lunge, but she can teleport instantly across the map. Her lunge is kind of normal. And then we also see killers like Doctor having sort of shorter lunges, but he can slow down people and prevent them from looping into a loop at all. You know, like there's give and take there, and I think that's how they think about it. I don't know. I'm not saying it's correct to do it that way. I'm just saying that's probably how they think about it. Does that make sense?
I might have to. Chat might have to correct me here, but I believe that
I do
lunge
think that
is
was coup de
based
grace
off
there.
of. Yeah, I think lunge is based on base speed. And that would make sense because Hag and Huntress are 110 killers, and Freddy, Doctor, and such are 115.
It could be.
So they would have a slightly longer lunge. Also, one thing to point out in this game too is that the wiggle was, I think it was wiggle to win this game. The little just the back and forth movement the survivors did caused so many whiffs.
Yeah, it did.
Do you notice that?
There was a lot of the wiggling, and then the just. Something I can't do. I'm not good at it. I see these players doing it all the time where they like make the killer whiff and stuff. I try to do these like 360-ish moves or 180s, and I just can't do it. I don't know. I'm dumb when it comes to this stuff. I just can't execute it. Somebody has to teach me.
Oh yeah, I'm horrible at it too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, to be fair, we're both killer mains. It's natural. We don't do the 360.
That's a good point. I mean, to be fair though, I do play both sides pretty much equally. But I do consider myself a killer main nonetheless, I think. Like, I do prefer killer, I think.
My preference was dictated solely by queue times. I would have played Survivor more, but yeah, Survivor queues are pretty bad in pubs right now. At least early when I play it.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
So now it's, who is it? We Can't Loop's back on killer now because they're home team? Oh, we lost someone.
Yeah, they popped out. So We Can't Loop is going to be doing killer again, yes, and then HR will be doing survivor. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, guys. My apologies. A little bit of water.
How dare you, Poggy?
I know.
We're live.
How dare I have human
on camera.
needs? I know. I'm such a bastard.
What else we got? I'm trying to read chat because chat is popping off a bit.
Yeah.
They were talking
got to
so
get
much.
good.
Get good, Poggy. Oh no,
Get good,
Sam, why
Poggy,
are you
get
here?
good.
Nobody called you. Nobody called upon you. Why are you here?
Bitch.
Let's read some of this. Get good, Poggy. Yeah, we see that. I believe it's height, though. What do you believe is height? Totem Slayer, you said I believe it's height, though, but I don't know what you're referring to. I thought iridescents weren't allowed.
Talking about...
Freedy had 2. Did he? No, he didn't.
Had to what?
Freddy had 2. No, he did not. He had swing chains and jump rope add-ons. So I don't know what they're talking about. He didn't have 2 iridescents at all.
The height question is referring to Freddy's lunge / reach. It looks funny because he's not the correct height. The devs have said it a million times. It looks funny because he's not as tall as what his lunge should be.
That's a good point. I remember hearing that now, actually. That's a good point.
It still is a longer lunge, right? Isn't it?
I think it is if you're in dream state.
It's not. So
it's not? Okay.
It's a normal lunge / reach, but because he's so short, it looks like he's reaching far, which is why we struggle so hard looping against him, is because you think you have distance based on the reach of his arm. But what you don't realize is that the tip of his fingers is 6 inches of blade. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's something
I
to
do
that
see
effect.
that. I've seen that, and I've actually posted pictures of that when I was first starting off doing Freddy. I took pictures of, or not pictures of, but screenshots of those frames, and you can see like when he's coming out, it's like a slow progression of the blades coming out of his hand, and then at the very peak, it's like a full arm's length up. Like this, of blade just coming out of his fingers. It's pretty crazy. That's
metal.
Not easy to see in the moment, but if you frame by frame it, it's quite easy to see. And they're loading in, by the way.
Seen it before.
They're loading in, and we're going to go ahead and do the last time for the rules, which I know I said that already once, but I forgot it was trial number 3, not 4. So here we go, the last time for the rules. We'll be right back after these messages from me telling you about the rules. Hello, everyone. We're going to be going over these rules and explaining how they work. So, 2 teams will go head-to-head, playing each roll twice for a total of 4 trials. In play order is home team kills, survives, and then kills. In addition, teams get points in the trial for objectives, escapes, and hooks. And teams can't bring or use keys, iridescents, event items, or add-ons. Survivors can only bring 2 of a perk or item. Survivors can only bring yellow and brown items, and BP bonuses are awarded post-trial. Broken rules may result in penalties or restarts. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here again with We Can't Loop versus Hellraisers. And yeah, we're going in again for the last time today, trial number 4. And we're in right now with D-Rack starting off as a Fangman. And then we have here Nev1111 playing as Jakey Poo, as well as Miss Plop on her Nia. And Pirate555 on his Dwight. And we see Goated Iverson playing a Trapper. And he's playing my favorite Trapper. He's got Hoofed Trapper. I love Hoofed Trapper. He's so cute. He's a cutie pie. Krampus, yes. I call him Hoofed Trapper because if you watch his little feet moving around, it's so adorable. And watching him set the traps, I just love it. I love it so much. Trapper, of course, having that early game is going to be very slow. He's going to have to go get his traps. And he's probably just going to ignore survivors. Yeah, that's what I would do too, unless he's just looking to trap the, yeah. He's just ignoring survivors in the opening, and he can't seem to trap on the totem for some reason. And getting a really fast trap on Nia. He's going to go ahead and take advantage of that, I suspect. Nia trying to escape, but not going to be able to do it. No, that's not Nia. That's Fang. I'm so sorry. D-Rack7248 being his first down, a very early trap for Goated Iverson, which is quite surprising. There was literally only one set trap on the map, and D-Rack just happens to step in it. Now, you could say that's maybe luck, or maybe Goated Iverson just knows where to put traps. Maybe he's just that good. He's like, yeah, I know exactly where they're going to go. I'm some kind of a god, and I can read the future that way. I don't know. But we do see that generator popping right away. With Trapper, we do expect at least 2 generators to pop from the very beginning, of course. And then once that happens, you start to get that pressure. But, yeah. Now chasing with the Nia, Mrs. Plop 2777. And probably going to get that unhook in just a moment as well. So we'll see how they do. Ooh, a nice whiff there. I think that might have been a dead hard, but I'm not completely sure.
Mm-hmm. It was. It looked like it.
Another dead hard through the survivor. It's hard to remember to do that. I sometimes forget too, but whenever you see a survivor coming directly at you, always turn around because they're probably going to dead hard through you, and that can guarantee the down. But again, it's hard to remember that. Nev1111, of course, taking that first hit. Now, you were going to say something about Trapper a moment ago. I didn't want to interrupt you, but go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. I was just saying, Trapper is something I would call a survivor's killer. If you have the mentality of a survivor, you can make Trapper ruthless because you're like, okay, you're playing around this area, but then you just put it over here. You can make random traps. You can put it like the window traps. He is so mental, such a mental killer. I have love for Trapper. He's one of my favorite killers in this game. So yeah, sorry. Go ahead. That was my little spiel. I just love Trapper.
No, you're fine. I was just letting you. You got something to say? Tell me. So he does line up for the chase with D-Rack, who's now going for the fishing building, I guess. And D-Rack is going to drop that pallet early and is probably going to risk getting a hit here. This is a very, very dangerous spot and does go down right as she's about to jump out the window. It just was not quite enough. Now, does she have balanced landing or something? I guess we'll never know. I can't tell you because you can't see the perks, but I can. Haha, get wrecked. So D-Rack going to get hooked now. Going to be the now second hook for D-Rack and third hook for the killer. 2 generators getting done at this time, which is slow, actually. That's quite slow. Against a Trapper, I would have expected 2 gens done a lot sooner. But again, he did have that early pressure by getting the Nia trapped, or the Fang trapped early. So that's probably why we're seeing that. And at this point in the game, D-Rack's going to have to be very careful not to get that third hook. A beautiful juke there by Pirate555 as he does a nice 360. Again, something I can't do. Executing it perfectly, though. Forcing the whiff and now getting away from the killer, getting that extra distance he needs, working his way to a jungle gym. And is Krampus going to be setting up for the down? Yes, he is going to be trying to go for it. Is he going to vault the window? Yes, he does vault the window, but Pirate 555 kind of expected that. It's a little bit of distance that he needs. And almost getting hit there. If he had not had that pallet, it might have been a GG there, but he does have the pallet, was able to mind game around it and get away. Hopping now again through the window. These can be some very tricky jungle gyms back here. I mean, just the way they play is very hard. Like that right there, very close to going down. But again, Pirate 555 executing it perfectly. A very strong survivor. I did not expect him to be this strong against Krampus, but he's doing really, really well. And now he's going to
that was good back and
himself.
forth right there.
It was very nice. And I guess now he's going to be in a chase with D-Rack underneath the boathouse. And drops the pallet early. Those are unsafe pallets down there once they're dropped generally. You don't want to stick with them. But does go down again. That'll be third hook for D-Rack if he gets him. But Nia, threatening for the pallet save, does take a hit. Krampus instead opting to chase after the Nia. Trying to get her away. Wants to get her very far away and then finally going for the grab on D-Rack to put him on the hook, and that'll be third hook for D-Rack. Unfortunate. And that's really early. These survivors have been stuck at 3 gens for some time. And I don't think they're going to be able to get much else done if they haven't mounted this much pressure. But we do see now a perk going down for the killer. What perk was it? Can you guess? I'm not going to tell you. You guys have to figure it out. Two survivors now fully healed. Pirate 555 working on his generator as he's fully healed as well. And we see Miss Plop getting trapped. Oh no! Oh no! That is unfortunate. But he's not going to go for it. It's too far away, I think, and he's suspecting that Miss Plop can get out of it for free, so does not want to waste the time working his way over there. Instead, deciding to go for the closer Dwight and perhaps give him a hit and then move on from there to see what he can do next, but not able to procure the hit, instead getting stunned by the pallet. Pirate 555 showing how strong he is, not really allowing much to happen from Krampus. But we do see Jake making a mistake really early there and going down right at the pallet that he was previously having trouble getting Pirate at. This is fascinating. There's some strong survivors here, but also not so strong survivors. I think we're going to have to see if they improve over time, maybe a bit more practice from both sides. With these survivors, I mean, they're not a bad team by any means. I mean, if I went up against any of these survivors, I'd probably be done in a jiffy, but at the same time, we are at high-level play, so it's hard to say. First game of the season, I'm sure we're going to see things change as we progress through.
Did you notice that Miss Plop was in that trap for almost 15 seconds?
I did not notice that. Thank you for pointing that out. 15 seconds, so potentially Krampus could have gotten her out of it, huh? That is interesting.
For sure, yeah.
Miss Plop does take the hit. As we said before, these traps or these pallets down here are pretty unsafe. And it's very easy to mind game through them. Krampus going for the chase. There is no pallet here, so it's unsafe to continue looping over here. So she does know that and decides to jump out the window. Now, with the unhook, of course, they're going to start healing up. 3 gens done, 2 remaining. It's still possible for them to take this and actually get some stuff done, but with one person already dead, it's going to be hard to make up any score distance on this. But let's see how they do in this one game. Deadharding out into nowhere is going to give him the down, unfortunately. I would like to see how they react with new Deadhard, though. The new Deadhard that's coming out next month is going to be a... pretty much you can steer it. I don't know if you've seen that. I didn't know that right away, so I didn't never use it, but I saw it later. People saying that you can actually steer Deadhard with the new update coming in February. Which is, I mean, a curious thing.
That new Deadhard is going to be ruthless.
Because what Deadhard really needed was a buff. I mean...
Right?
So now on second hook, Miss Plop 2777, Nev 1111. Only on one hook, and Pirate hasn't been hooked yet. It might be time for him to start thinking about taking chases and getting hooks and let the other survivors try to do generators instead, and that's probably what we're going to be seeing here as Pirate now going for the chase. Almost getting a hit. But that loop, even though it was medium, it was far enough away not to get the hit. Krampus is going to dedicate to him. If I were a pirate, I would say maybe take a free hit to goat into continuing the chase, because what you don't want him to do is give up on chase and then go for the already dead on hook survivors, or even very close to dead on hook. And that is exactly what he does. He abandons chase with the Dwight. And he's instead going to go for the injured and weak survivors. Getting a hit on Nev 1111, and who is walking straight into a trap. That'll be second hook for Nev 1111. And there is no survivor nearby to get the pallet save. Unlucky. That was a beautiful play, too. Yeah. Wasn't that also the same trap that originally Fang got hit on at the beginning? It's like we've gone for full circle here. And we do see, of course, a trap by the Killer Shack. I think it was. I think it was the same one. Nia going to vault. Don't do it. Don't do it, Nia. Did she vault? But it was too far from the window, so she's able to get away from it. He's looking at it. Did my trap go off? Why didn't it go off? But it didn't go off because it was too far away from the window, so the vault was enough for her to get past it. Now, did she maybe forget there is actually a trap there? Is she going to run into it? Yes, she does, and goes down by the window at Killer Shack. Very close, very clever. But not enough. Pirate going in for the unhook. Is he going to take the unhook? He might go for the 1-for-1 and take a free down. Since he is no longer... He's not dead on hook, but Nev 1111.
Oh, wow.
Getting into another trap. These survivors just having a hell of a time, and he's just going to watch gleefully as the survivors struggle. Oh, man. Pirate 555 instead going to go for the 4%. Could he 4%? Is it possible? It is, but it's not going to happen.
I think he was respecting decisive there.
I think you're probably right. He might have been respecting decisive. Didn't want to pick him up right away. Just in case. But we don't know if he has decisive or not. He doesn't know either. He's going to go ahead and go for the hook on Miss Plop. And unless somebody has Unbreakable, this is game over. And given the fact that Pirate 555 went immediately for 4%ing, I think he knows nobody in his team has Unbreakable. So is instead going to go ahead and kill himself. Miss Plop also dying. Nev 1111. Okay, I guess every killer gets stuck there. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Maybe it's just a me thing. I'm not sure. So Nev 1111 is on the ground, just sort of bleeding out. Does Krampus know where he is? We're still stuck down in the basement. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Ladies and gentlemen.
Apparently every killer's bugged.
The snowball here at the end was just phenomenal. I mean, it was just phenomenal. Those traps just really screwed the team completely. Dude, what? You know, going for those extra trap points. As you can see, he's getting some set trap points at the end there. I love his little feet,
That's what you
man.
do.
And they're so cute. They're so cute.
Oh my
A ton of
goodness. That
points.
was
Oof.
that was
oof.
impressive.
That was oof. It was beautiful.
For sure.
Beautiful plays. And
I'm
he
just
did
happy
bring
to see
Corrupt
Krampus.
Intervention. And Corrupt Intervention works
Yeah.
really well on Trapper, I think, too. And we did actually see it kind of hold back to survivors. He worked it perfectly. This is a situation where I would say Corrupt Intervention was used very, very effectively. And so I have nothing negative to say about that. And, of course, we see Hex Undying and Hex Ruin, a great combo. His Hex Ruin stayed up pretty much the whole game and saved the best for last, letting him swing more frequently. I mean, this build is great.
Right.
His build is great, so I can't really complain. And, of course, I'm getting word from the man in the booth that the score is right, so we're going to do our final game review and see what happened here. Ladies and gentlemen, you were watching We Can't Loop versus Hellraisers. And, of course, what do we know about this? Well, we know that these teams were not evenly matched, but we also saw some really interesting mistakes. Can we talk about it after this? I want to talk about that. So, gens, 3 of them got done in total, which is not a lot. It's really not a lot. And we also saw 0 escapes, of course. And we saw 10 total hooks. That's a lot of hooks. That is a lot of hooks, guys. 10 hooks and 4 kills, of course. He did get the 4K, securing that at the end. Just really separating that score. 26-8 in trial number 4. And that is going to be We Can't Loop is convicted of murder. So congratulations, guys. Congratulations indeed. You did so well. And, wow. I mean, both teams did really well. I'm not going to lie. They both did pretty well. But yeah, that was a fantastic showing by We Can't Loop, who is proving over and over again that, in fact, yes, they can.
I was going to say, those games, I was going to say, they showed they could loop very, very well. Even 360, you might say. So we need a team called We Can't 360 now.
Did they have 3 resiliences?
Let me go back and check. I don't remember seeing that.
Well. Let me take a look at the end game really quick. Guys, we may have another potential foul, which at this point, I don't know that it matters anyway, but let's see. 1, 2, 3 resilience. Yep. Man, 3 resiliences. 100%.
Good catch.
Yep.
Very nice. I don't know who caught it, but thank you again to the chat. If that, I assume it was chat that caught it, because they catch everything. I don't know. They're paying way more attention than I am.
More attention than me too, for sure.
I'm just not thinking about those things. They're always like, "Oh, they better be obeying the rules." Yeah, they're doing great. Thank you, chat. I mean, appreciate it.
They are the jury, right?
It's true. They are the jury. They are the jury. It is their call.
We're coming full circle here.
Interviews are coming up in just a second. We have Iverson and Chef Mitchell on their way. I do not know if we have anybody from Hellraisers coming yet.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about this game. Do you want to commentate on some of these clips you're seeing?
I'm just happy we got to see Trapper in play. I would, in a high tier league like this, I wouldn't have never expected Trapper to see play, but it makes sense. They had the win secured. They just needed to throw a killer in. I think Iverson was just having fun. This was Iverson on Krampus, right?
Yeah, go to
Si,
Iverson.
senor.
Yeah. And he's no pushover with Trapper either. Those are some really well-placed traps. And we saw the bag, which is a must-have, I would say, for a Trapper. And then also the... Right. I forget the other name of the add-on. The purple pliers. But
yes,
makes trap... Like the trap setting feels good. Makes it harder for them to get out of the trap. Makes it longer for them to disarm a trap. It's just an all-around... Like, it is probably the best add-on combination currently for Trapper at the moment. If they ever listen to their community and give Trapper that one extra trap in his kit, then we might see a different build come out. But as of right now, it's the best all around for sure.
And what we're seeing here,
we do have Chef Mitchell in here with us.
Okay.
And Iverson in. So
let's start with Chef Mitchell.
Hi.
Hey, Chef, how you doing?
Welcome.
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Disappointed that you don't have the Isaac Hayes voice. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So, were y'all expecting to come into this Slaughterfest, or did y'all expect a little bit of a closer match than what y'all got?
I'm sorry.
Everton.
Wait, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, we didn't really expect too close of a match. This we just wanted to go in, use some low tier killers, not waste anybody too good.
I mean, that's probably the wisest decision. I mean, most of us in the league are aware that Hellraisers is the newest formed team in the league, which we all know it's hard to catch your bearings when you're just starting out putting a team together. So, what did you play first? Legion?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Mitch played Legion, played Trapper.
We wanted to talk about Blood Echo and your use of Blood Echo. Wasn't it Blood Echo?
Yes, it's Blood Echo.
So with Blood Echo, it's one of my favorite perks on Legion. It's a very big perk, like very big. This basic foundation of the perk, but I always run with them. When I always do tourneys for other people, I always run Blood Echo. It's just a really good perk.
And what exactly are you because we were questioning what it was what was the point of the Blood Echo. So what are you trying to achieve with the Blood Echo?
See, I know in these tourneys, people will bring an exhaustion perk, and balance landing for Grim Pantry is a very big perk for the match. So that's what I was just countering the whole time.
That makes a lot of sense. And then I think the other thing we kind of wanted to talk about was denying the penalties, which, as we see, they ended up with another penalty. I didn't really give you all the choice to deny it because the game was over, but I figured it should go ahead and be marked down. What made y'all decide to let the penalties go? Did y'all kind of figure that was going to result in them with negative points?
we don't want to be that team. So
no, yeah, of course.
We didn't want to come out here and have our win decided by penalties. We wanted to show that we could get a win on our own, so penalties were declined.
I mean, you'll definitely show that. What'd you say, Chef?
I never knew there was a penalty.
Oh yeah, they got
there was
4 penalties. They got a total of 40 points off. Actually, they really should have gotten 50 points off, but I figured since y'all denied the first roster issue, you would probably deny the second one as well.
We would deny all of them.
Yeah. So yeah, they got a lot of, they brought a syringe, 2 people weren't on the roster. Oh, they brought 2 syringes. 2 people weren't on the roster. Right? No, it was 1 syringe.
It was 1 syringe.
1 syringe, 2 people were on the roster in the first game, and then 1 person wasn't on the roster in the second game. So, yeah, it just all things that they need to be aware of and get in the groove of realizing it's competition play and there are rules to follow.
We understood they were a newer team, and like I said, we just didn't want those people.
So let me ask you this: are you going to deny penalties if you're playing against a better team?
Possibly, except one team. We'd take any points we could get to beat that team. And,
so
I think it's pretty clear what
I'm
team
assuming
that is.
you're referring to We Overslept, of course.
No.
Oh man.
So, Creepy Daddy Michaels, y'all heard it here first. Y'all better be on your A game going up against We Can't Loop because they're showing you no love. No love.
I was going to play Oni, but, got that denied. So.
Well, I'm going to let Poggy and Rugard kind of talk to y'all a little bit. I think Rugard has some notes that he took to ask y'all, so I'm going to let him get to those.
All right, Tim.
Yeah, I had one specifically because so like last week I played Legion against you guys, and a very similar instance came up where you're playing Legion and you got that that final hook on, I believe it was Cheryl, was it? I believe, but that you finally get your first death hook, and then when you finish that, all 3 of the survivors just finished healing, and there was only 1 gen left, and it was like, was that did you feel confident after that point? Or did you feel like you still had to go after them?
See, after I got my first death out, like a little cooldown, because it was I'm down at 2 gens and there's 4 people still on. But I just kept it cool, calm, and collected because 3 people were easier to handle than 4. So I was able to slug 1 and just keep pressure off for that. That was my plan.
Okay. Yeah, and when we were talking about it, afterward, Blood Echo, this is the first time I've actually seen Blood Echo done. I'm gonna have to go. You guys taught me something new. I've never tried Blood Echo on Legion, so now I'm gonna have to go play with that and check that out. I appreciate that. And then the other one was for Iverson playing Trapper. Do you play Trapper often? Because some of those trap placements were kind of naughty, if we're being honest. Those are some good trap placements.
I mean, I play them every once in a bit, not too often.
Okay.
Just, I got a good feeling for trap spots, I would say.
That's fair. We noticed there was a trap you set up in the 2-story. What do you call that house? The really big main building. Is it just main building? What do you guys call that?
We just call it main building.
Main building. Okay.
I call it pantry.
I always called it the boathouse. I just like a boat. It's not actually a boat, but I just call it a boathouse, like you would be on a lake, and that's your boathouse or something like
that. There was a trap you put up there, and instead of going for the person that was trapped up there, there was a Dwight nearby, and you just went after the Dwight. What was your thought process there?
I had an add-on, the purple add-on. I don't know what it's called, but it makes moderately or considerably decreases chances of escaping. And I figured, that's someone not doing anything, so I might as well just go get the Dwight with my save the best for last stacks. So I just decided to leave him up there. I'd say it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it seemed like you just kept the pressure on and just ignoring them. Because I think we counted, it was almost 15 seconds they were stuck in that trap. So that add-on did some work, too.
Yeah, I just didn't want to waste the time all the way across the map just to pick up.
Fair enough. Also, I gotta say, I do appreciate you playing Trapper, because I didn't think I would ever see Trapper in this league, and it was a joy to watch. I love Trapper. I'm not a main with Trapper, but he's one of my favorite killers by far.
I need to look back at that Legion game. Oh, it was so bad.
What do you think? What do you think you did wrong? What do you think you did bad?
Today was like my first day, like going back into Legion. Legion's like my diehard main too. So
like your OG main?
Yeah, I've forever played Legion. I didn't want to make no frenzy mistakes, like because I was just been a waste of time. So that's why you just saw me like M1ing most of the time and frenzying to get distance.
That does mark the use of a good Legion, because a lot of people don't use him to gain distance. They'll use his frenzy just to get hits on survivors. But yeah, a good Legion will always balance the two, and like you said, use it to gain distance for sure. That was all the killer questions I had for Trapper and Legion from Chef Mitchell and Iverson. Do you have anything, Poggy?
No, actually, you covered pretty much everything I was thinking too. So I would say GG's, and I agree with you that Trapper is really fun to watch, especially when it's a very strong Trapper, which is exactly what we saw. I mean, he just knew where to put those traps. He knew how to pressure. It was really well played. And I think we want to look at the other team now and talk to them a little bit.
Thank you guys for coming in.
They're coming. I don't think they're coming.
Okay.
Who's in the waiting room?
Oh, is he in the waiting room?
There's someone in the waiting room. I don't know who it is.
The Exalted One.
Oh, yeah, the Exalted. Yeah, let's get it in. Iverson and Chef, if y'all just hold around for a second, we'll come back to y'all as soon as we get done talking to the Exalted One.
All right.
Exalted One, you want to unmute and tell us who you are?
Hello.
There we go. My bad. Hey guys.
Welcome. What's
Lone
up?
Wolf Legend. Remember me?
Okay.
Yeah, Lone Wolf, you played Freddy, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, I was trying the meme build. What's it called? Stretch Armstrong Freddy. That's what I was going for.
With a coup de grace?
Yeah.
With the coup de grace, yeah.
Yeah, but that was my first time using coup de grace as well. So it was kind of a little issue. I was whiffing a lot. Those guys were really good. Holy crap, those guys were really good. The gen pressure was just unreal.
Oh, just wait.
Holy crap.
Just wait. Not to take away from We Can't Loop, but there's some nasty teams in this league. Now I don't know where We Can't Loop sits against some of them, but teams like CDM and Loop Artists, and I'm suspecting Port Mafia, they're nasty. I mean, nasty. You're gonna see gens flying. So yeah. 3 gens went out before the corrupt even finished. So Jesus Christ.
If you want my advice,
that was something, dude.
If you want my advice, while I appreciate meme builds all day long, I would avoid it in this league, because it's just gonna end up like this.
Yeah.
And y'all, and I don't know if you're aware, but y'all had 4 penalties in that match, and We Can't Loop was gracious enough to decline all of the penalties. But yeah, y'all would have you would be at exactly 0 points. You would be at exactly 0 points if they had.
Well, we appreciate it. We really do. And each day we're learning on the fly. We're learning on the fly. We're really new to this. Some of our members they don't have 1,000 hours in the game. Like Pirate, he's I don't want to shit on him, but he's not as committed as others. But he's really good, dude.
No,
he's really good.
We saw him with some loops that I was like, okay, all right. Look at Tyler go.
Yeah. That dude, there's some issues that we need to address within this team, but that dude's a lifesaver. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. That dude's a lifesaver. That dude is a lifesaver. Our team.
Well, and you aren't a terrible killer either. I do think you maybe need to realize where you're at. You know what I mean? In the nicest.
Yeah.
I mean that in the nicest way possible.
No, I understand, man. I understand. Yes.
Yeah. But no, you didn't do terrible as killer at all. I think maybe some research into what the meta builds are and trying to
we actually try to stay away from that.
Yeah, you're not
try to stay away from that.
You're going to want to play meta. It is going to be a significantly harder uphill battle if you do not try and use more meta perks.
Yeah.
There's a reason that, 2 decisives, 2 unbreakables, and, making sure everyone has an even spread of exhausted perks. There's a reason that is standard in the league. And it's because it's just proven time and time and again to be very effective and consistent.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And when you go against some of those better teams, you're going to need all the help you can get because they're not going to necessarily run meta builds. They will run meme builds and they will still kick your ass the way you saw tonight.
Yeah.
So, you gotta step up your game in here. But
yeah,
what I respect is people who stick around and finish games, which is exactly what y'all did. Y'all didn't give up.
Of course, we're in it to win it. We're actually thinking about changing our names to We're Still Here.
Well, that's not an option at this point. You can do that next season. You're
welcome to do
that next season. But
yeah.
At this point, no. It literally is 10 hours of work to change someone's name.
Oh no!
Yeah,
That's a lot of. That's a.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if you want to pay him to do that much work,
we'll look
Charged
into
by
it.
the
We'll
hour.
look into that.
yeah, about to say, charge $20 an hour and we can talk.
Yeah, it becomes one of those. Oh, you want to change your name? $2,000, please. But y'all did a great job considering. We knew y'all were going to come in and struggle, especially after seeing your off season or your preseason game.
Yeah, that was a nightmare.
But I have immense respect for anybody who sticks with it all the way to the end.
Of course, we're in it to win it, man. We're still in the game. We're
never
unless
give up, never surrender.
Something catastrophic happens. Yes, of course. Yeah, we're in it to win it, man. We just have that spirit, and you guys are gonna see us around for a very long time. Like season 10, 20. We're still gonna be here, dude, and we're still gonna be in it to win it.
I like to hear that.
I just want to say, like, I was watching the Bubba game, and while you only got 2 hooks on Bubba, I mean, you weren't playing Bubba, I don't think, but whoever was on your team that was playing Bubba, I just like watching it. So, I mean, just stick around, I mean, I know it sucks that you're getting basically shat on, pardon the phrasing, but, I mean, it doesn't feel good, but, man, it's still really fun to watch you guys and to see you guys stick it through and not just give up and not just, DC or leave or whatever. Stick around. It's still so much fun for us, and we just love being here with you guys, so... Yeah, thank you, and really good sportsmanship all around.
However,
we appreciate it, man.
I do want to add the famous Yoda adage, and I'm only saying this because I saw it in a meme today, but do or do not. There is no try.
I like that. That is powerful.
You got to come in with your best game always.
He came up with it himself, yeah.
Like I've had to have conversations with Rugard recently here about like, nah, dude, you got to go full sweat. I don't care if you feel bad. Like, this is not about feeling bad. This is about winning. You got to go full sweat. It just is.
That conversation recently. You told me that originally. I've long since canceled that out after seeing how people play here.
Wasn't that like 2 days ago?
Not 2 days ago, really?
Wow. Look, that's how much work I've been doing. That's how much I've been on my computer.
We all appreciate the hard work both of you put in. Seriously, you guys have no idea.
No, we appreciate y'all for coming to play and sticking around.
Yeah.
Pleasure's all ours, brother.
So we're going to bring in the other two. We're going to bring in Iverson and Chef, and we're going to get ready to wrap it up here, but I want to know if y'all have anything y'all like to say to each other.
Good game, man.
GG's,
Thanks for
brother.
not just quitting
GG's.
out.
Jeez.
Kind of
Of
denying
course
me my
not.
killer match. That wouldn't have been very fun. So I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking.
Hopefully, we'll see each other down the line, and hopefully, it'll be more competitive, man. I
Oh, you will.
I
You will.
promise.
Y'all play again in the last game of the season.
All right. Well, first game and last game. We'll see you then.
Have a good day, guys. Thank
Oh,
you.
and
Yeah, you
real
too.
quickly, last thing, is there anything y'all want to say to the stream?
Don't give up. Don't give up. That's all I gotta say.
Go follow Chef
Legion's the
Mitchell.
best killer for a comp. Yeah, yes, most
Yes.
definitely. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. But
Oh,
Legion's
and don't
best
try
killer for 30.
Stretch Armstrong Freddy.
Legion's the best killer for comp, and Freddy's bad. Yep, that's it. That's it for me.
Well, GG's, guys. Thank y'all for coming. We're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. I'm going to pass it over to Rugard and let Rugard close us out. But everyone have a good night and get good, fuckers.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Of course, every day. Peace out, guys.
Y'all have a good night. I'm out.
Thank you guys.
Well,
All right.
that was match 1. We are now in official season. This is season. Wait, did you guys say this was season 2? I always thought it was season 1. I thought previous season was like, the pre-season.
Yeah, last season was season 0.
Okay,
We
this
can't seem
is
to agree
season
on
1
that.
definitively.
Okay, fine.
Look, the
We can't
reason
seem to
why the reason why is because last season was only 6 teams. It created some weird interactions in the way that playoffs work and stuff of that nature. You ended up seeing more than 50% of players being in playoff contention, which is not a good look in competition. You really only want your top 45-30% of players to be the ones in contention for a championship game. So to really say that we got an effective season out of last season is ridiculous. That we weren't even close to operating at full force. This is full force.
I gotta update the website thing because it says season 2 all over the place. So I'm just sorry
Yes.
about that.
Yeah, half of the material says season 1, half of the material says season 2, but this is in fact the official season 1.
I'll get it updated. I'm sorry, guys, for the confusion. I know that's confusing for some people, but it doesn't matter. We're playing a season and we're having fun. Whatever you want to call it, season 2, season Bakabaldoo, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me as long as we're all here having fun. Anyway, so do you want to see us out?
No, you're all good. Yeah, I was just clarifying. Thank you. All right. Well, like I said, that was match 1 of season 1. We Can't Loop versus Hellraisers. We Can't Loop coming out on top. Court is adjourned. Thank you for watching. Follow, subscribe, share with your friends. Check out the YouTube. Join the Discord.
One more thing.
What? Oh,
Join us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Actually, we'll probably get underway at about 7:30 Eastern. But join us tomorrow night. We have a doubleheader for you. Let me tell you real quick who the doubleheader is. We have coming up in the first match 4 Dwights, 1 Lockers versus Sample Text at 7:30 Eastern. But we will probably still be going live around our 7 o'clock time slot. We'll just bullshit for 30 minutes. And then, I'm lying. We don't have a 10 o'clock game.
I was saying I didn't see a 10 o'clock game. Okay.
I'm crazy. We don't have a 10 o'clock game. So we have
Friday's
one game at
better.
7:30 Eastern. Yeah, Friday is a doubleheader. Saturday is a triple. Well, Saturday's a doubleheader as well. We do have one game being recorded, which is
Triple-ish.
Triple-ish,
I
yeah.
can't stream it
We
that time, guys. There's a game at 4 p.m., but I can't be there to stream it because it's like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. here in the Philippines at that time, something like that. So it's impossible for me to do that.
Right.
at
So what we'll
present.
do is we'll record it. Yeah, we'll record it and we'll just air it in the next time slot. That's how we're going to handle those games if they can't fit into the stream schedule. And then again, we have and that's it. That would be the end of week 1 with 2 exceptions, which we will get resolved shortly. So now you can take us out, Rugard.
Well, now my thunder's gone, but you heard him. We will be back tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern. Court is adjourned. I'm Little Rugard. I am joined by Sir Poggy. You can check us out both on Twitch. Thank you for hanging out. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow at 7:30. Take care.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
I knew I forgot something. I needed to include the.
So before the first gen even pops. Trying to bait out a hit there, but not able to get it. Freaky JT able to get away. That was a missed decisive strike.